Grand rising, greetings, everyone. Greetings. This is Chief Kalanago Flying Eagle with a video. All right. I may do a series of videos today, but I'm gonna start off with this one here first. Okay, so let me give you guys some time to tune into this build. Um, First off, I want to acknowledge the Great Spirit. Definitely want to acknowledge universal intelligence, the universal all, which is essentially the same. Want to acknowledge my ancestors. They are with me. I'm with them. They are part of me. I'm part of them. And I ask them for guidance, protection. All right. I'm asking them for intervention, with what's happening right now. Um, Again, I'm asking them to protect us, guide us, keep us strong, keep our system, our immune system strong, keep us, mentally stable, so we're able to deal with what we are dealing with right now, and know that no weapons formed against us shall prosper. All right. Now, with that being said, okay, I'm gonna do this video, and first off, let me say this. This is not about gossiping, okay? I don't gossip, all right? That's number one. And I don't like spreading rumors, and I don't deal with any low vibrational situation. But this information came to my attention, and the person who sent me the video asked me if I could talk about it. Now, I had to think about it first, before I made a decision. But I looked at the video, and I decided to, you know, to talk about it. Now, again, we are talking here about young Pharaoh. Many of you know who young Pharaoh is. If you don't know, you could look him up on YouTube. All right, but you have seen, Pharaoh's growth, from you know many different subjects. Okay, but the reason why me personally I'm talking about this is, for one, I'm saying allegedly, all right, because I don't know the both sides of the story. Okay, there is always two sides or three sides to a story. Always keep that in mind. All right. So with that being said, I'm doing this video that if he didn't do it, okay, then what his wife or his girlfriend is doing, that's not right. Okay. However, if he did do it, then we have to start talking about, the way we treat our women. All right. We have to start talking about that. That's a conversation that needs to be had. All right. And for those of you, again, who don't know who young Pharaoh is, he's one of the brothers that have been always talking about, the upliftment of the so-called black woman. She's God, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Anyway, and a host of different, subjects. And also, there's some information out there that speaks about he's talking against, like, he's kind of like spewing, racism, anti-Semitic racism. Now we know about that, so we're going to touch a few of those things, and then I will give my personal input on that. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to show some of the video that his wife, girlfriend, with the allegation of him abusing her. So I'm gonna take this and put this in here so you guys could see the information for yourself. All right, but I'm gonna share this, and let's get into this. Okay, and again, this is not for gossip. This is not for likes. This is not for views. I don't play these things. I just think I have to address this. All right. That's me personally. Okay. So let us share this. All right. So this is a video on some channel. I'm not sure whose channel it is, but here we go. And this young lady, I don't know her name, okay, but that's his wife or girlfriend, but definitely she's the mother of I think 2 of his children. All right.
Please show them the video that you recorded too. Also, like he try to, oh, I'm recording. So you guys, he tried to record mid argument to try to make me look like something, even though his whole videographer was right there watching everything literally, and he was trying to lie, and I had to keep checking back and asking her, I'm like, did he not just do this and this and this and that? And while he's over here trying to lie, and she's like, yes, you did. Like, I don't, like, how are you lying and there's witnesses still right here? Like, I don't get that. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, honestly, like, I swear to God, despite what we have gone through, this right here, I don't know this person. Like, I really don't know this person. Like, this person is fucking wild right now. Like, I really don't know this person at all. Like, who he has become or whatever the fuck is going on with him internally, I don't know this fucking person right here at all. And he got this fucking white girl right here, thinking she's doing something, thinking she's whatever, trying to fake record and all this other extra shit so she could post on her page, and like people be seeing and knows that this nigga be literally putting his hands on women. All his friends, his bodyguard, when he was beating up his other baby mama, his bodyguard was sitting right there not doing nothing until I had to scream at him to help her and get him off of her. Like, shit is wild. Like, everybody be around him know he be fucking dogging women out, and they don't say shit because they're under his payroll. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me how you can try to vouch for somebody and you know this man be putting his hands on women. You know this man is fucking crazy.
All right, guys. Now I'm gonna stop here for a second. Okay. Now, this is a very sensitive subject to me, so I'm gonna move, with discernment on this. All right, because I have to choose my words very wisely. Okay. Now, let me just tell you my own experience. Okay. When I had my son, okay, my son's mother, all right, made allegations that I put my hand on her, which wasn't true. Okay. Now, she swore to the police that I beat her up. Okay. You see, like I tell people, man, there's always a few sides to a story. So we have to put things in perspective. And when I saw this video, okay, it brought back flashbacks. You see what I'm saying? And that's one of the main reasons why I'm talking about that. Because again, this could be so many. I'm not saying that the sister is lying. Okay, I'm not saying that. She might have been abused. Okay, that's possible. But I'm telling you my own experience. Okay. And because I didn't want to be in a relationship, okay, with her, all right, she set me up to say that I abused her and the police came for me. Now, I'm a thinking man. I got myself out of the situation when the police came. But the point I'm making is it was a lie. You see what I'm saying? That was a complete lie. And even up to this day, her mother could vouch for that. You see what I'm saying? The point I'm making is this. I'm not saying what she's saying is not true or it's true. I'm being totally impartial here. However, when you listen to what she's saying, his other baby moms used to get beat up. His bodyguards know that he used to beat up and disrespect women. But yet still, again, I'm not attacking her because I'm gonna give her kudos. All right. But yet still, you chose to be with this man. Maybe because he was young Pharaoh. Maybe you wanted the clout. Maybe you wanted to develop your own following. I don't know. Okay, I am not here to be judgmental. I'm just asking questions. Okay, now again, if you knew this man was abusing women, you knew this man was beating women, you knew his bodyguards knew he was beating women, but they didn't say anything because they was on his payroll. What was your reason for getting into the relationship, staying in the relationship? What was your reason for that? When you know he's on YouTube all day, every day, talking to the public, being deceitful, talking about uplifting the woman, the black woman is God. If you knew that wasn't true, why were you advocating the behavior before you got pregnant? Or even after you got pregnant? Now, that's questions that I'm asking. Okay? Now, if what she's saying is true, then young Pharaoh was being a hypocrite. You see what I'm saying? So here again, I'm not here to pick sides. I'm just asking questions based on what I went through. You see what I'm saying? Because I know, all right, there are men out there that abuse women. I know this. And there are also women out there that abuse men. Unfortunately, when men get abused, it's swept underneath the rug. Oh, well, you're a man, suck it up. She's a woman. No. You know what I mean? Abuse is abuse. You feel me? Nobody should be putting their hand on anybody. You feel me? So I just want to point that out. Why were you with this man all this time? And now you're talking about a white woman. You see what I'm saying? Again, I'm just asking, is that the reason why you're wilding out now? Because he possibly have a white woman, or I don't know what the case is. But I'm just saying people do things for different reasons. All right. So let us listen to a little more. I'm not going to play the entire thing because, like I said, this is not about gossiping. All right. This is about addressing a situation, not to defend him, not to defend her, but I'm going to talk about abuse, the abuse of us coming from us. Okay. That's what this is about. Let's listen a little more.
And they are just vouch for him because he's paying them. That's bizarre to me, honestly. That really is. And he fucking hit my head on this fucking big ass fucking door and punched me dead in my fucking face and kicked me in my fucking jaw. Like, this man is fucking crazy to me. Like, honestly, I would have never dropped my kids off. I swear. Like, I literally just got done giving somebody a bomb ass fucking massage, and I gotta come back to get my kids from this shit because he wants to be crazy and he wants to fucking go crazy. Like, I would never allow this person around my kids no more. I be trying my best to co-parent with him. I be trying my best to be friends with him and to be nice to him and be understanding of him. But he's literally fucking crazy.
Okay, so again, you are trying your best to co-parent with him, so that's an indication that the relationship is over. Okay, the relationship is over. All right, so there's a possibility that there's a little bit of bitterness in there. All right, a little bit of vengefulness to a certain extent. All right, now again, I'm just analyzing the situation. Now her face is swollen. We are going to talk about if the allegations are true in a minute. I'm just looking at this from both perspectives. Again, based on my experience. And I've seen a couple of my guy friends go through the same situation. And I knew for a fact that they were not abusing their women. Okay? I mean, one of my friends, his wife, literally, said that he whooped her butt. And it's the man's old house. The police came and put him out of his house and he had to stay in a hotel for 2 weeks. And I knew for a fact he didn't touch his wife. Because guess what? Me and 3 other people were literally outside in the vicinity and we didn't hear no screaming, none of that. The man went into his house just for a couple of seconds. I don't know what the situation was. It was an alleged you cheated on me and whatever the case may be. But she was mad. All right. The point I'm making is we cannot just jump when there are allegations being made and say, well, the person is guilty. You see what I'm saying? That's my point. And maybe it might be biased because of what I went through. I don't know. But I do sympathize for the sister, whether the allegations are true or not, because obviously she's hurting. All right. Obviously she's hurting. And that's why I have to choose my words very wisely. Okay, but her face is swollen. And we are going to talk about if he did do it. We're going to talk about that in a minute.
That shit's crazy to me. That shit's crazy to me. And when I go get on the phone, I'm gonna make sure all my shit gets backed up and I'm releasing everything that I have of him. Talking about, and he's trying to make this whole thing like, oh, you're not allowed in my house because you called the nanny a cracker. Like, do anybody know who young Pharaoh is? Does anybody know? He made his whole fucking career on being fucking cracker this, cracker that, blah 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 blah. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, so the nanny is a pale woman. Okay. Was there a situation where she found that he was sleeping with the nanny because she's a pale woman? I don't know. You see, you have to look deeper into situations. All right. And all right, look deeper into situations. Listen to when people talk. Regardless of what the situation is, they're going to tell you the truth. All right. And I'm listening.
Literally hitting me while I got my whole baby in my hand, like a fucking crazy ass person, like hitting the baby and all. Like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, that's crazy. Like, how do you have no, like, okay, fuck me, like, your kid is literally in my hand and you're putting your hands on me. That's crazy to me.
All right, so I'm gonna stop here. Like I said, this is not about gossip. This is not for likes. Okay, this is not for views. You see what I'm saying? However, this is about analyzing the situation. Okay, that's what this is about. All right, that's about analyzing the situation and putting some things in perspective. Because I didn't even like looking at the video, because to me it did something to me. Now let's talk about a few things. All right, if young Pharaoh did that, then young Pharaoh is being a hypocrite, coming on the internet and giving people the impression that he was a different kind of man. You see what I'm saying? Because family, we got to protect our women and children, man. As men, we got to protect our women and children. I'm not even going to say but. There's no buts, period. All right? We should not be abusing our women and children, period. Okay? Now, let's go back to this situation. So I heard what she said. Okay? I'm hearing, okay, co-parenting, that means you're not together anymore. I'm hearing that the bodyguards, everybody knew he was an abuser. He used to beat up women. So, and even the ex-baby mom. So therefore, there might be an inclination that you knew what was going on. But I don't know if because you were young mentally, I don't know. You were a little bit naive. I don't know. But you made a conscious decision to get in a relationship with an abuser. No, I'm not saying an alleged abuser, pardon me. I'm not saying that because you did that, he has a right to abuse you. But what people have to realize is this: hurt people hurt people. Okay? Now, I don't know the environment he grew up in. I don't know what his parents are like. I don't know. But what I do know is this. Okay? Okay? What I do know is this, is that there are a lot of children that grow up seeing their parents abusing each other. And you could go about this two ways. You could go about it and say, you know what, man? I learned from what happened to my mom. I learned from what happened to my dad, and I will never abuse my spouse. Or you could in your mind, that's normal. That's all you know. That's all you see. You see what I'm saying? That's all you know. That's all you see. So now you are you are imposing that on somebody else. Another reason, if you're hurt and you don't know how to release that hurt, 9 out of 10 times we hurt the people that we say we love. You see where I'm going with this? But that's the situation right there. All right. So again, if it's allegedly said, and somebody said young Pharaoh threatened to punch Golden in her mouth on his own videos. Okay. So again, if that's true, then young Pharaoh, that's something that me personally, I don't condone. All right. I don't care how mad you get at somebody. All right. Walk away. That is just my take on that. Walk away. Restrain yourself. Now, there's a thin line between somebody speaking and using their mouth to express themselves and somebody putting their hands on you. That's where I cross the line. I tell everybody, talk as much as you want, but don't put your hand on me. Because anytime anybody put their hand on you, you have a right to defend yourself. That is one of the number one laws in the universe, self-preservation. Okay, self-preservation. When you look in nature, even the most minute or smallest animal will defend itself from a prey. Okay, if it's put in a situation where its back is against the wall. So I tell people, don't put your hands on people. I don't care how emotional you get, how angry you get. I don't care what the situation is. I don't care what they did. Don't put your hands on people, family. Respect people's boundaries when it comes to touching their person. All right? So whatever that situation was between Pharaoh and his wife, it shouldn't have gotten into an altercation where he put his hand on her if he did that. Walk away. Now, I don't know if she walked in the house and she saw you messing with the pale baby sitter. I don't know. And it turned into an altercation where she got physical and you defended yourself. I don't know what the situation is. But I just wanted to give my take on that. As a man, all right? And this is a message out there to not just men, but women. If you ever end up in a situation where it gets verbal and you are totally into your lower chakra and you're about to get physical, be the bigger person and walk away. And even sometimes when you're walking away, that other individual may not want you to walk away. Get your cell phone out and record the situation, because I'm telling you, the way this system is set up, your innocence could be your guilt. So you always want to have your own evidence, okay, to exonerate yourself in situations like that. All right? Because family, we got to come to a point where we got to become whole again. All right? We got to come to a point where we got to start respecting each other again. You know what I'm saying? Too many broken homes, too many broken families. So I just wanted to come and give my take on that, because when I saw the video, man, it did something to me where I felt, I felt compassion for the sister. Okay. I felt compassion for the babies. And at the same time, it brought me back to my situation. You see what I'm saying? And that's crazy. Because I know people do things for whatever reason. Men do it, women do it. They get into relationships. When the relationship don't work out the way they thought it was going to go, or the idea they had in their mind of the relationship, then guess what they do? They have this energy of vindictiveness is all of a sudden starting to grow in their garden. And they will do anything to hurt you. I have seen it. I have experienced it. So that's why I cannot just jump to her defense, but at the same time, I'm not just going to jump to his defense. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to weigh the situation, because I've seen some crazy situations where I know personally the man didn't do anything. And I've seen situations too where the woman didn't do anything. But the dude just was out to hurt that woman because she wanted a better life. And I have seen it on both spectrums with friends. And I had to intervene. Okay, family? So I'm here to be impartial. That's why I told myself, Chief, you have to be mindful how you approach this situation. But we have to stop abusing each other on a whole. We have to stop doing that. That is not a good example, first to ourselves. Secondly, if there are children in the relationship, that's not a good look for them to start seeing these things. If there's a heated situation, walk away. If you cannot get along, go your own way, get your own apartments. And like she said, try to co-parent. And even in the process of co-parenting, make sure that you document everything. Make sure that you record everything. You see what I'm saying? Because yes, we want to create our own systems, but we're not mature enough to create our own systems. That's why the police is there. You see, the police is there because you are minorities. You are not able to handle your own affairs. So they have to intervene. The legal system is there to deal with minorities. And I'm not talking about minorities from a number perspective. We are the majority when it comes to numbers. I'm talking about from a mental perspective, a minor, a child. So therefore, you have a contract with the system that's saying that you are a minor, you are a child. It doesn't matter how old you are. That's how they look at you. You are incompetent. You are not able to handle your own situations. That's why you need the police. But when we get to a point where we mature enough to deal with our situations as a community, we don't need their police. Because that's what elders were for. You see what I'm saying? That's what our elders were there for, to put things in order. That's why we have a council of elders. But we have lost our way, family. We have lost our way, and we got to find our way back. But first we have to start. It starts with self-development, self-growth. Okay? Now, once again, maybe he did it. I don't know. If he did, like I said, I'm not condoning it. And a lot of people are saying that he has threatened her on video or women on video. If he did it, hey, you commit the crime, then you do the time. And that's what a crime is. A crime is when you harm someone, you damage somebody's property, or you defraud somebody. We got to learn to respect each other, man. You know what I'm saying? We have to learn to respect each other. And men and women both, okay? You have to have enough love and respect for yourself and not get into certain relationships. You see, because relationships sometimes, well, all times is more than physical, but sometimes we just see it from a physical perspective. And that's fine too, to each his own, okay? But at the same time, we have to realize that when we're bonding with people, okay, it comes also from a spiritual realm. And we don't know what trauma that person had. And a lot of times people don't tell you who they are. They bring their representatives to get into the situation. But when you get into the situation, they start showing their true colors. What am I saying? Take your time to get to know people. Sometimes you and an individual could click instantly because it's a spiritual thing that happens. But all I'm just saying, family, be careful, who you lay with. And if it comes to a situation where you just can't get along, and you will see the signs, okay? People just don't get up and start beating up on people. You will see the signs unless they're crazy, okay? You will see the signs, okay? Slight disrespect, heated conversations, just, sudden burst of anger, or having conversations. One time you calm, and then another one you like you crazy. You see the signs, okay? When you see the signs, walk away. Don't tell yourself, oh, well, you know what? She's just mad today, or he's just mad today. Nah, they're going to do better. No. they're not going to do better unless they seek counseling and they remedy themselves. All right? But family, we are a hurt people and we have to heal ourselves. We have to remedy ourselves. And I'm talking about from a holistic perspective. If we are going to call ourselves gods, then that's why I tell people be mindful when you call yourself gods, because everybody's a god, but you have fallen gods. You see what I'm saying? You have fallen gods. So just because you're a god, it doesn't mean that you're righteous. You feel me? So that's what I wanted to talk about that. All right. Now, the second part of this, when somebody sent me that video, I wanted to go on Google just to kind of see if there were other sources talking about that. Because like I said, I didn't want to, this is not about coming at Pharaoh. This is not about saying that she's lying. No, I wanted to be totally impartial, but I had a message behind this. And I hope my message was clear. Okay. We have to learn to respect each other, respect each other's space. People could talk, people could say what they want, people could express their feelings. Okay. They have a right to do that. If it's something that you don't agree with, it's something you're not vibing with, then you know what? Walk away. But by no means put your hand on anybody. Then you are violating something. That's a violation. Whether it's a man or a woman, that's a violation. And even verbal abuse is abuse. You could still express yourself without verbally abusing somebody, because verbal abuse is spiritual abuse. You see what I'm saying? Because that comes from a spiritual perspective, abusing somebody verbally. And the truth of the matter is that could hurt you more sometimes than the physical abuse. So let's just stop abusing each other, man. The things we say, the way we deal with each other. All right? We all don't have to come together and sing Kumbaya, family. All right? Because everybody's not going to get along. But I'm just saying, if you cannot get along, walk away from each other. It is really that simple. And document your conversation, document your interaction with that individual, whether you are a man or a woman. So now you have a record of whatever happens, just in case there's some type of allegation. You got to protect yourself. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out. Now, in the midst of looking at that, another what you call it, piece of information came up, and I'm going to read that again, and I'm going to give my own perspective on this. All right, let me see here. I'm going to give my own perspective on this. You're absolutely right. You know, mental abuse is as detrimental as physical abuse, if not more. You see what I'm saying? If not more. Okay. Now let us go at the next one here. Now, I saw this online. You know, anti-Semitic rapper Pharaoh spews bigotry, racist hate. All right. And they have his logo for his video, and that was February 26, 2021. And it says, young Pharaoh, whose real name is Marshall Daniels, is an anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist who promotes racist theories about the superiority of Black people. Well, first of all right, I'm going to break this down and give my own perspective on that. All right, let's put this in perspective. If you are not carbon-based, then you have superior genes, because pale people have recessive genes. Okay, so therefore, young Pharaoh is not incorrect in saying that we are a superior race when it comes to genetics. All right, that's number one. Now, does that mean we are better? We are better. I'm not talking about superiority in terms of being better. People are just people. All right. I'm giving my own twist on this. All right. We don't have recessive gene. That's number one. So is he wrong for saying that? No, he's not wrong for saying that. All right. That's number one. Okay. Now it says he has also taunted QA non-conspiracy theories, including Pizzagate and Frazzle Drip, whatever that is, which accuse high-profile Democrats of cutting a child's face off and wearing it like a mask in satanic ritual, and uses popular Q&A non-hashtags. Now, about these people doing rituals and using our energy to do that, yes, they do. They do rituals. All right. Now, about cutting our face, I don't know about that. But I know they use our energy to do rituals. Okay. They use our energy to do rituals. All right. And when I say they, I'm talking about the so-called powers there be. Like I told y'all before, when you go up and you really look down to see the people that are doing that, you'll find that more of them look like us. I'm telling y'all, facts. All right, let's proceed. In 2021, he was invited and then disinvited from speaking at the annual CPAC conference after organizers learned of his reprehensible views. Daniels, who is in his late 20s and resides in Buffalo, New York, described himself as a teacher, musician, a fighter. His music, which is available on Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music, includes the recent track Deep State, in which he raps the Jews sacrificing babies it's real. All right. Now, whether the Jews are sacrificing babies or not, I don't know about that. But I know our people on a whole are being sacrificed. Okay? Our people on a whole are being sacrificed. All right? For a bigger agenda. All right? Because even the pandemic right now, that's a sacrifice. That's a ritual. All right? Using our labor to get wealthy, that's a sacrifice. Because guess what? Nobody's supposed to be paying for anything in the United States. Why? Because the debt is already paid for. That's another allegory what Jesus means. You see, I tell y'all, there's so much knowledge and so many things y'all need to learn. Because the debts are already paid. Okay? And therefore, when anybody works, that's private labor, and their private labor should not be taxed. Don't get me started. All right? But my people perish for the lack of knowledge. Now, I'm not here to condone anything that Pharaoh did or said. But I'm here to say now, I'm not going to allow these people to put our people on the bus anytime you stand up and talk and you speak your mind. Okay? So I'm gonna break this down and give my own perspective on this. All right, now let us read again. In August 2012, Daniels was arrested and charged with the possession of loaded semi-automatic pistols, for which he served time in prison. Well, first of all, you know, the Second Amendment says that everyone has a right to bear arms, but they're preventing people and violating people's rights so that they will not bear arms. That's why they have to take you out of your proper status. Okay? And make you a legal person so that the legal person doesn't have a right to bear arms. But a man and a woman have a right to protect themselves. You see, y'all got to learn these differences. Y'all got to learn these things. Now, your intentions for having it is something different. But to protect yourself, you have a right to protect yourself. And no state shall take any right and turn it into a privilege and then charge for it. And you decide who gets to bear arms and who get to protect themselves while we get abused by the system. Okay? All right, let's proceed. Young Pharaoh's social media presence boosts hundreds of thousands of followers across his 6 YouTube channels, as well as his Instagram, Facebook profiles, where he shares his conspiratorial beliefs. How is it a conspiratorial belief? That's his belief. Right? Didn't y'all tell us we're from Africa? Isn't that a conspiracy? That's a conspiracy against us. You see, the problem I have with this system is this. All right. And I'm talking about the system on the whole, because this is systemic. This is systemic. The problem I have with this system is this. All right. Y'all could do whatever y'all want to us. Whenever any one of us step up, you feel me? Then all of a sudden we become public number one. Y'all always quick to put us out there in the media. Anything that we did that you deem immoral or wrong in your eyes, okay? Then you villainize us. So then when you do anything, oh, you know what? He deserved it. She deserved it. We are tired of that. Because all the conspiracies y'all are putting right in our faces. The pandemic is a conspiracy, okay? Why aren't y'all doing nothing about that? So once again, I'm not here to defend Pharaoh, okay? I'm not here to defend him, and I'm not here to go against him either. I am coming from this from an impartial perspective, but at the same time partial, because I know what these people do to us. And I'm talking about the system, okay? Now, it says, anti-Semitism and racism. Young Pharaoh believed that Judaism is not a real religion and claimed in July 2020 YouTube video that it fabricated for political gain. Well, guess what? What is you see, everything is in the word. It's in the word. Look at the word, but you have to be able to break it down. Judaism is a real religion. Okay, but it's not a spiritual religion based. It is an army. You feel what I'm saying? Because legion is an army, and means to reintroduce the army. So therefore, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, they are all religions. They are all armies. You see, everything is in the word. And you see how they like to use the wordplay to villainize our people? That's what these people do, man. Don't be surprised if y'all, all of a sudden, y'all hear about Chief Kalana going this and this and that. That's what these people do. Anytime you start speaking the truth, now I'm not saying what he's saying is true. What I'm saying is he gave his own perspective. But Judaism is an army. Because all religions are army. It's not just Judaism. Christianity is an army. Islam is an army. Because that's what they did. They went around the world and forced their religion on people with swords. Okay? All right. Now let's go. He promotes the idea that Jews are responsible for human trafficking, pedophilia, among other offenses. Well, guess what? At the top of the food chain, there is every ethnic group. So if there are Jews in the mix, then it is what it is. But there are people like us on top of there as well that's sacrificing children. Okay, that's child trafficking children. There are people up there that's putting drugs into our neighborhoods. If they got Jews in the so-called Jews in the mix, then it is what it is. He views Israel as an enemy state. Okay, well, I don't know about that. I don't know nothing about Israel. Okay? All I know is all these countries are not countries. They are corporations. Okay? They are corporations. And these corporations are enemies of the people. So once again, is Pharaoh not speaking the truth? Maybe the way he articulated himself, it may come up as anti-Semitic. But all of these corporations, they are corporations. And they are enemies of the people because they're poisoning our foods, poisoning the air that we breathe. They're forcing vaccines on people, violating people's natural rights. Young Pharaoh has claimed that Judaism is a complete lie which made up for political gain. All religions, not just Judaism, all religions are here for political gain. Okay? It's all about business. It's all about commerce. So I'm not going to single out Judaism. All of them. All of them. There's a difference between religion and when we are talking about the concept of spirituality. Okay? He claims in July 2020 YouTube video that Black Lives Matter is an undercover LGBT maximism psyop that is funded by George Soros, adding just like the Jews hijacked the civil rights movement. They are hands pushing this because they really want to collapse the country. They allow China to colonize and turn into international order of communism. Well, let's break this down here for a second. First of all, there's no such thing as Black Lives Matter. So, what are you gonna say now? Y'all gonna come after Chief Kalinago? Because first of all, we are not black. We are the original indigenous American Aboriginals, aka American Indians. We are not black. So let me ask you a question: isn't that a conspiracy against the natural people of this land? Isn't that a conspiracy against the original people of this land? How come they're not talking about that? How come they're not talking about that? Why aren't they talking about that? I don't care who created Black Lives Matter. We are not black. Okay? And that is attack. That is an attack on our nationality. That is an attack on our status in our ancestral land. Okay? Now it says, in an October 2015 YouTube video, young Pharaoh claimed that Africans are descendants of Egyptians, deities, and have special extraterrestrial DNA from these ancestors. Well, guess what? The first Egypt is here in the Americas. So yes, we are, well, I don't know about everybody, but I know personally that I am an ascendant of, the pharaohs, the Egyptians, here in the Americas. And we have a different breed of DNA because we are all not made up the same way. So are you attacking what he's saying the way he said it, or are you attacking it because it's not true? Because the original Egypt is here in the Americas. All right? Now, he said that he believes that because black people have alien genes, they will survive when the sun god returns and burns the Caucasians, whom he says genetically manufactured. Well, I'm not going to get into all that. Like I said before, we are a dominant gene because we are not the recessive gene. Okay? And I'm going to leave it as that. In an August 2016 YouTube video, he claimed that white people are parasites who are harvesting people's organs. Now, what is the definition of a parasite? Now, this is the conclusion of this right here. Okay? This is the conclusion of this this little article right here. Let me stop this and let us go look at the definition of parasite. Definition. Now, let me just go here and share this here for a second. Let us look at what a parasite is. Okay, you see, everything is in the word. Definition of parasite: an organism that lives in or on an organism of another species, its host, and benefits by deriving nutrients at the other's expense. Now, let me ask you a question. Aren't Arabs parasites? Aren't certain Italians parasites? And I'm talking about certain Arabs. Aren't certain, let me tell you something. All ethnic groups that come here and live off our energy and abuse us, those are parasites. So what is these people talking about? You see, these people like to use words, okay, to villainize our people, to make us enemy public number one. But you have to break down the word. You have to break down the word. A parasite is an organism that lives in or on an organism. They live in our environments. Yes. Okay. And what they do, we are the host in our environment because this is our original land. So therefore we are the host. and benefit by depriving or deriving nutrients, which is our energy, because nutrients is a form of energy at others' expense. Isn't it at our expense? When you have your jobs, paying our people $13 an hour, $750 an hour, $8 an hour, but yet still you make $2,000 an hour. Isn't that using our nutrients, aka our energy at your expense? At our expense? So you could build your wealth, so you could fly private jets, so you could own the biggest buildings in the world? Come on, man, stop it, man. Stop it. And that's why I keep telling our people, man, we got to create our own. We got to have our own family. You see, that's why it's so imperative for us to come together as a people and stop all this nonsense. Because behind closed doors, these people conspire. Yes, I said it. They conspire to make us slaves. Because for one, like I said, anytime somebody work, there are Supreme Court laws that says that when somebody work, that is called private labor, and they're not supposed to be taxed for their private labor. That's Supreme Court law. But y'all are violating people's natural creator-given rights. But y'all always want to come up, like y'all are the victims. Enough is enough. And we have to stop allowing these people to villainize our people. I don't care who it is. I don't care what they did. Yes, I said it. I don't care what they did. It doesn't mean that I'm condoning what they did. I said I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because these people are the biggest criminals in the world. These people came here, all right, and massacred our ancestors. These people came here and stole our land. These people came here and stole our children. These people came and put drugs into our communities. They came and put, AIDS into our communities. Now you're trying to infect us with a poisonous vaccination. Did y'all forget the Tuskegee experiment? And that's just one of them. Okay? There are many. And when I say these people, I'm talking about this system, this Babylonian system. The United States is not a country. It is not a nation. It's a corporation. And all this is commerce. And this is not against black against white. That's not what this is. I don't play the color game. Everybody is being a pawn in this game. They're playing chess, but they're the pawns. And they don't know that they're the pawns. Okay? I'm not going to stand for that, man. So what, y'all going to villainize me now? Come on, man. We family. We got to stop falling for the okie dokes, man. That's what these people do. That's what these people do. They did it to Malcolm. They did it to Martin. That's what they do, man. They did it to Bill Cosby. Whether he did that or not, I don't know. I wasn't there. But the bottom line is, anytime you want to stand, okay, and be your own man or own woman in your land, these people got a problem with that. But you see, the problem is too many of us are trying to do it individually. Again, everybody want to be a chief. Nobody want to be an Indian. Everybody cannot be a chief, family. We got to kill the egos. But the Indians gotta support and back up the chiefs. And I'm talking about a chief from a perspective of a woman chief or a man chief. It doesn't matter. Because that's how they make examples of individuals. Because we stand alone. That is the problem. So when they take one of us out, oh, well, man, he was a good man. He did that. And all of a sudden, he or she, it's a memory. And then 10, 20 years, 40 years later, oh, well, let us have a holiday. Let us have a holiday in his or her name. Let us give them a street. Let's put their name on a street, or let's give them a boulevard. Now, don't give me a boulevard. Give me back my ancestral land. All of the Americas, that's mine. It is my land. Don't give me a street. Don't give me a boulevard. Give me back my land. That's what I want. Okay? We got to. All right. We have to stand together as a people. And that's the problem that we are having. We want everybody to step out as individuals. Family, this is not the day and time for this. And again, I don't care what you look like. I don't care what the color of your skin is. As long as you stand for righteousness, man, that's all I care about. That's all I care about. Because we all came from within the all. Nothing came from outside the all. So I'm not here to villainize any ethnic group when it comes to genetics. I just speak the truth and that's it. But when it's all said and done, we are all being pawns in this game. It is really that simple. Y'all are so quick to put us in Africa. Y'all are so quick to give us June 10th. Y'all are so quick to give us Black History Month. But y'all refuse to give us Indigenous Peoples Day. And not just Indigenous People Day. We got to take it a step further. Original Indigenous People Day. Let's make the distinction here now. But you see, we got to stop asking for these things. All right? We have to start saying, well, you know what? This month, even if it's every month, we are going to pick a month to celebrate original Indigenous Peoples Day. We start that on our own. We don't need permission from anybody to celebrate our ancestors and celebrate our lineage. Okay? We don't need anybody to give us permission to celebrate who we are. We are not your slaves. Well, I refuse to, let me speak for myself. I refuse to be anybody's slaves. So I walk around every day as who I am, as an original Indigenous man. Don't matter where you see me in the streets. They cannot make a mistake and call me Black or African American. You see what I'm saying? They cannot do that. Because I present myself as who I am all day, every day. So there's no confusion. You see what I'm saying? You cannot assume that this man is Black. You cannot assume that this man is African American. Because the first thing you see, it's going to throw you off. Because you're like, hold up, he got feathers. He got this, he got that. Now, he looked Black. He looked African American, but now he's something else. You see, if we're going to be who we are, family, we got to stand as who we are. You see what I'm saying? We got to stand as who we are. That is the first step in correcting your status. Never leave your house, okay, by allowing the system to assume you are who you are or who you're not. So we're about here for almost an hour now. I just wanted to, discuss that. I felt it in my spirit to talk about it. Somebody sent me the video with his ex-wife, and I wanted to talk about that. And no matter what, I'm going to say in conclusion, okay, that it is not right to abuse anybody. Whether you're a man or a woman, abusing people is not a good thing. Okay? I know situations could get heated. I know there could be strong debates. Okay? I know that. But we have to find a way to restrain and refrain ourselves from hurting people, whether it's physically or whether it's verbally. Family, words hurt. You see, there's life and death in the tongue, family. The power of life and death is in the tongue. You feel me? So when you speak words to people, hurtful words, to me, that's a spiritual violation. Okay? That's a spiritual violation. It is spiritual abuse. Okay? It is mental abuse. And then that will manifest in the flesh because that seed is planted. All right. So I say, walk away. Any toxic relationship that you're in, you will see the signs. Walk away. That's the best advice that I could give. I'm not a certified counselor. All right. Or I'm not a, well, I'm not a, put it that way. I'm not a certified therapist, but I am a counselor to my people because that's what we did. All right. We had counsels. We have to embrace who we are as a people, and we got to start healing each other. All right. Because hurt people hurt people. And we have to start somewhere. Let us not continue to go down this path. All right. This perpetual path of self-destruction. We got to stop doing that. Just because you love yourself, it doesn't mean that you're weak. Just because you love your brother or your sister, it doesn't mean that you're weak. Just because you have compassion for them, it doesn't mean that you're weak. No, that makes you strong. Because it takes a strong man and a woman to love, regardless of who somebody is. It doesn't mean you have to deal with them, but you could still love them from a distance. The biggest gift that you could give anyone is the gift of love. And again, it doesn't mean that you have to deal with them, but you could still love from a distance. Okay? So let's learn to treat each other better. Brothers, we have to respect our sisters. I don't like the fact that every other word in all these rap songs, our women are female dogs. I don't like that. And our sisters have become, they have put themselves in a place where it's desensitized, that they themselves now are calling themselves that. We are supposed to be their rock. We are supposed to be their protection. And we out here demonizing them. Do you know some of the things that our women had to do to make sure that we had clothes on our back? To make sure that the man was fed? Do you know some of the things that they had to do, that they had to endure? We cannot forget that. It's time for us to uplift them. And sisters, y'all have to learn to respect yourselves. You see, why aren't we as a community? Every time we hear those songs, we flag those videos. You see, Facebook, they will show videos of our people beating each other, killing each other, calling each other all type of derogatory names. And they will not say it's a violation of their terms and conditions in the community. But anytime we start talking about truth, oh, it's a violation. YouTube do the same thing. It's time we come together by any cause, any means, and I do mean that. And we have to create ours. We have to look out for ourselves because nobody is looking out for us. Don't you think it's ironic that every other ethnic group could come into our ancestral land? And I promise you, I'm talking about our African cousins. I'm talking about, Indians from East Indians who are even darker than us. They're able to come here and they're not considered black people. Don't y'all find that strange? Don't y'all find that strange? And they get all these opportunities. How come if you say you're African, you don't get the same rights that Africans get in this land? You see, y'all missing something. Y'all are not paying attention. How come they get to open up businesses? But we lazy. Now, we ain't lazy. No. The system was put in place so that we, the original people of the land, we don't advance. Do you know how it feels when you have to run a marathon, okay? But yet still everybody, they have at least, 100 meters. They get at least 100 meters advantage on you. It's like they leave us back and they say, hey, You're in this marathon right now. Don't forget it's a marathon. Okay? But everybody else, all you so-called black Americans, African Americans, we want y'all to stay right here. And then we're going to let everybody else, every other ethnic group, we don't care what they look like. We are going to make sure they have at least 100 to 200, meters advantage ahead of you. And then we're going to tell you to run. So we are always chasing everybody else in our land. You see what I'm saying? So while everybody get to live the so-called American dream, we, the true Americans, we here living a nightmare. And that shouldn't be the case. Let me tell y'all something. Every other ethnic group, wherever they come from, in their own country, in their own point of origin, they may not get along. Okay? They may not get along. I don't think all Asian people like each other. I don't think all Italians like each other. I don't think all Scottish people like each other, and all these other different groups of people. I don't think all Nigerians, all Ghanaians, I don't think all of them like each other. But guess what? When all this other ethnic group come into our land, guess what? They all get along because they know they came here for a purpose. They support each other. But because this is our home, I guarantee you, if about 10,000 of us were to go right now, okay, we say we are going to go to Portugal, I promise you, we would create our own community and we would build amongst ourselves. You see the psychology in this? Because this is ours. And yes, still, even if a lot of them don't know it's ours, that innate knowledge in them, it knows that it's ours. So they have the energy where we are not coming together because we are comfortable. Now, I hope y'all caught what I just said. And I hope it didn't go over y'all heads. I hope you see the psychology in this. All other ethnic group, I guarantee you, they don't get along in their own country. But when they come into our land, they come for a specific purpose. And regardless of what differences they have amongst themselves, guess what? They stick together. Do you think all Mexicans like each other? No. A Mexican brother told me, he said, Chief, a lot of Mexicans don't like each other. But one thing he respects about his people is when they come into the United States, they stick together. And I respect that. I cannot be mad at that. So, at what point are we going to say, I am you and you are me, and we're going to stick together? This is home. At what point are we going to ask ourselves these questions? Family, we got to do better than this, man. We got to do better than this. Let me tell y'all something, okay? There was a Chase Bank on a certain street. All right? There was a Chase Bank on a certain street. I'm talking about for years. And that Chase Bank, that branch closed down. And they opened up a beauty supply store in that space. Now, the Chase Bank was already banking. But to me, a beauty supply store is now open in that spot and they're still banking. What is the point I'm making? The point I'm making is this. It doesn't matter what kind of business any other ethnic group come into our community to open up. I don't care what the building look like. I don't care what it is. Our people are going to find a way to make these people successful. But let one of us open up a business. You will hear every reason in the world why they will not support. Now, I got to say this. A lot of times when we open up businesses, because I've seen it, we don't do our best. Or you open up your business late. People in the business have attitudes. I mean, I'm just saying, I've seen it. But it still shouldn't be an excuse for us not to support each other. I mean, what is it about us that we refuse to support each other like that. And I'm not saying everybody. I'm not making a general statement here. All right. I'm just saying there's too many cases, okay, of that going on. It's too much of us not supporting each other opposed to us supporting each other that I see. I'm only speaking on my experience. Now, you may experience something different. I don't know. But I'm talking about from my perspective, what I see, what I encounter. Okay? I grew up in Brooklyn, and I see Asians selling us more things that I grew up eating than we selling to ourselves. And then if one of us would open a supermarket to sell the same things, to sell those same things, it will close down in less than 6 months. But then the Asians, they get to open up for 2-3 years for a lifetime and pass down that business to their children. You see what I'm saying, family? So when we are not making advancements, we're supposed to take responsibility as well and stop blaming it just on society. Stop blaming it on the so-called government. And I'm saying so-called because it's a corporation. We have to take responsibility. Okay, yes, we might have to add an extra dollar or two. Now, you know why? Because they charge us more for importation. Family, listen, I know it's stacked against us, family. I know. You know why? Because we are the greatest people on the planet. Yes, I said it. You see what I'm saying? So our will is always being tested. You feel me? And what we have to realize is this. This is also spiritual. Whatever you have, the universe will give you in abundance. So we have to start flipping this, okay? And saying, okay, you know what? We got to start making this money so the universe could give it to us in abundance. We have to start loving each other so the universe could give it to us in abundance. We got to start protecting each other so our ancestors could give it to us in abundance. You see where I'm going with this? Whatever seeds you plant, that's what you're going to reap. Whatever seeds you sow, that's what you're going to reap. So let us start practicing things that we want and need in our lives so that the universe could give it to us in abundance. Okay, let us network with each other. How many times I've brought so many opportunities to you guys, and it just hurt my heart that y'all cannot see it, because I keep telling y'all, broke people don't have a voice, and I'm showing y'all ways. Right now, like I told you, I'm $20,000 I'm spending to put a system in place so that we're able to take care of each other, man. Like I said, I'm not looking for accolades, man, but I don't know anybody that's doing what I'm doing like that. Because there's not one day I get out of bed and you are not on my mind. The betterment of us is not on my mind. It is always on my mind. Asking the ancestors to guide me, protect me, show me the way. Give me the answers. Seek and you shall find. And I'm seeking and I'm getting the answers. But I'm not getting the support from my loved ones. And sometimes, yes, it gets discouraging. That's why I took so many breaks from these videos. This kind of videos. But the ancestors call me back. Chief, the people need you. They need to hear it again. So for those of us that know, you see what I'm saying? Let us start building and supporting each other, man. You know, it starts with the nucleus, and then it's going to spread. You see, everything was created from within. So once we create something within those of us that know the truth, guess what? It will spread, family. It don't have a choice but spread. But we got to get the egos away. Don't be afraid of networking. Guess what? Everything that you do in your life is networking. The clothes that you have on your back, it belongs to somebody else. You're selling it. The bed that you sleep on belongs to somebody else. You're selling it. Every time you open up your refrigerator, somebody gets paid. I mean, come on. Anytime you turn on your stove, somebody get paid, but y'all afraid of networking. Why is that? When your network is your net worth. Come on, man. Family, we the American, the original indigenous Americans, we should have had our own brand of car. We should have had our own towers to have our own cell phones. We should have had not just our own Facebook, not just our own YouTube, but I'm talking about the platform that those actual social medias are on. I'm talking about owning the airways. You see what I'm saying? We should have had our own. We should have had our own airlines. You see, like I told y'all before, I'm a visionary. You see what I'm saying? I'm a visionary. As the original people of this land, we should have had our own. We're supposed to have our own courts. We're supposed to have our own police. We're supposed to have our own food supply, our own water supply, our own energy supply, building our own homes. Exactly. Our own media. BET don't belong to us. BET belongs to black people. I'm not black. We're supposed to be making our own films. You see what I'm saying? Why can't we make our own films for our own films reflecting who we are? Huh? Movies that's reflecting indigenous life. Why aren't we doing that? You see, we have to reverse those curses that was inflicted upon us, and we accepted them as our reality. I don't look at BET. I don't listen to that kind of music on the radio. You see, I'm only one man, and I'm playing my part. But many of you got your children looking at BET. You're looking at these awards. You are listening to the same songs on the radio. You see what I'm saying? Now, if I go into an environment and they play one of the songs, I don't even listen to the words like that. You know, I like the beat. Yes, fine. But I will not play that on my phone. I will not play that in my home. Because I don't support it. You see, the so-called powers there be, they could only inflict upon us what we accept. Every time you turn on your radio, it's a contract. You accepted the terms and conditions. I agree to listen to whatever you put on the radio. Whenever you turn on your television, it's a contract. You have the choice to look at whatever channel you want. Every time you go on your Facebook, okay, you see people posting things that's derogatory and it's not building us. You still have them as friends. No, I delete people like that. Anything that come across my feed on Facebook, I know Facebook don't belong to us, but it is still my platform because Facebook asks me what's on your mind. So that means that's my personal space. Anytime I see anything that's coming down my timeline and it's not conducive to us growing, it's not positive, I go to that person's page and I look at their past 10 posts. And if 8 out of 10 of those posts is not being positive or building, they get deleted. Okay? They get deleted. And nowadays, our sisters, every time you in a video, every time you're in a picture, you got to show your booty. You got to show your titties. Like you're giving a message, but the camera is in your chest. I don't want to see your chest. I want to hear what you're saying. Why the camera got to be in your boobs? Now, don't get me wrong. I like seeing boobs, but I mean, for crying out loud. You're doing a video, you're talking about herbs, spirituality, but the video is on your booty. Like it's your booty talking. Come on, man. That is because we have allowed society to degrade our women, where they think their body is the prize and not their mind. You see what I'm saying? They think their body is their prize and not their mind. I remember back in the days, in the early 90s, when there was videos, we barely saw a sister's body. Once in a while, you'll see a sister in a bikini, but it was tasteful. Our sisters had clothes on. And then they say, nah, y'all want these contracts? Y'all got to start degrading these women. Okay? They got to be objectified. We got to see them as just objects. We don't want them to have a brain. All we want to see is booty and breasts. I was going to say tits, but my mother might think that's a bad word. Okay? My mom might be listening. That's the respect that I got for my mother. That's why I don't come on here and use profanity and all. That's not me anyway. All right? My mother is like, she's my mom, but she's my best friend. All right? And I'm a grown man, but I respect my mother. All right? So a lot of times, I do these videos. I really want to go hard sometimes, but I know mama might be listening. Okay? So I remember one time I did a video and I said ass in the video. My mother, she flipped. I had to apologize, but I said, Mom, ass is not a curse, okay? It is just a word that you think is a curse. It's not a curse. A curse is bless. Be less is a curse. Good morning is a curse, all right? She didn't get it, but, I apologize to her, all right? So I'm just saying, that's the respect that I got, not just for my mother, my sisters. That's just me. I respect the women in my life, okay? All right, family. All right, guys. So once again, man, almost an hour and a half. I'll probably go on for another couple of minutes, and then I will conclude that. But I really felt in my spirit that I had to come talk about a few things here today. I know I said a mouthful, family, but do me a favor, man. Don't let these videos just be videos. You see what I'm saying? Let's share this information with people, our people. We got to stop making the derogatory videos, the ones that's getting the million views. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what's been popular. You feel me? You dig? Now, I'm not here to look for popularity. I want the message to be popular. That's what I want. I want the message to get the views, not me. I don't care about all this. I don't even monetize my YouTube videos anymore. Family, I'm just so done with all that because I don't want to ask anybody for nothing. Yes, years ago, I used to have a Cash App and this GoFundMe and all that. Guess what? I stopped doing that years ago. Why? Because I'm like, listen, why am I asking? Yes, I am giving them information, and yes, the laws of reciprocity. I'm giving you, give back. I get it. Support me. Yes, I get that. But I'm asking people to give something they don't have. So I do this because I love you. That's why I do it. I don't want a dime from you. I'm here to pour onto you. I don't want your money. I want to show you how to make money. That's where I'm at in my growth. And you guys could go back through all my videos. Go back to the very first one. Even before that YouTube, I had another YouTube talking about, fathers. I've been doing this for a while. You see what I'm saying? And y'all could go all the way back and look at my videos. I have always been consistent. After all these years of being on YouTube. Yes, I have spoken about different things, but I've always been me. Y'all literally seen me grow on my channel. And I don't take that for granted. You see what I'm saying? I know I have a responsibility. I have to be an example. So by me knowing that and always growing and striving to be the best man that I could be, it made me a better man. You see, I practice every single day to be the best me. In my meditations, in my affirmations, I ask my higher self, teach me how to be like you. And every single day, even up to this present day, I still say it for years. It's been over 10, almost 15 years. I've been asking my higher self to teach me how to be like you. That's why I cannot lie. I cannot cheat. I don't do these things because it's not in my nature. My higher self have taught me how to be the Christ. And I am still working on myself. You see, we have to take responsibility for ourselves. Each and every one of us. You are responsible for you. Everyone has their own God in them. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Everybody have their own individual God in them. The only time your God is not individualized is when we get back to the all, that universal intelligence, the collective. That's the only time so-called God is whole. But in this right here, in this physical realm, God is not whole. You see, people have the wrong concept of what God is. God is individualized here in this physical realm, in this manifestation of the flesh. Your own voice in you is what God is. I guarantee you, when you speak to yourself, if you are a man, you will hear a man's voice. If you are a woman, you will hear a woman's voice. And that's God. So that's your individual God. You could call her anything that you want to. You could call him anything that you want to. It's up to you. That's a personal relationship between you and your higher self. You see, all that stuff is in the book, but they're not teaching you the true meaning of what it means. You see what I'm saying? And the conscious mind, which connects to the physical body, is Jesus, that you have to go through to get to the God in you. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna stop here, man, because I don't want to get into that right now, because that's gonna be another 3 hours. All right, but I'm not gonna get into that. All right, guys. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna conclude this video, and then maybe in a couple of hours, I got some things I gotta do. So maybe in a couple of hours, I want to get into some things which y'all, some biblical teachings. All right, so that you guys could have a better understanding of what's written in the Bible. So I think I might do that. I'll see how I feel, but I'm gonna take a little break for now, and I guess I will be doing another video in a couple of hours. So guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the notification bell so when these videos come on, you will get the notification. All right, but just give me a couple of hours just to kind of, I'm going to do some sit-ups, do some push-ups. I haven't eaten any, I haven't broken my fast yet. So I'll probably have some fruits. And after that, I'm going to make me a banging salad, for a little later in the evening time. But I truly love you guys, man. Again, I do what I do because I love you, and I'm always going to be the best example that I could be. I stand on the principles of do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If that's the only universal law that we master, I promise you, you will be on your way to your personal ascension. Okay? You will be very much on your way to be where you have to be. You see what I'm saying? If we all could master this, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. All right, guys? So you guys have a good one, and I will be seeing you guys in a couple of